Sayr-ı Niyazem ve Resulü Fiyan Hazırat-ı Erva Şeriflerine Pirimiz Bilal-ı Habeş radıyallahu anh Efendimizin ve alelhusus bu caminin bahanesi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş imam müezzin kayyımlarının ve kahve ehli iman ervahı için, sahibi Seyf Şafir Kerim el-Kıbrıs Rabbani Hazretleri için, Allah rızası için El-Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen nebi. Ya eyyühellezîne amenü sallu aleyhi ve sellimu teslîmâ. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin ve ala ali seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmadullah Teala ve nestağfiru neşhedü en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike lah. Neşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu ve habibuhu ve resuluh. Sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve sahabi tabi hulefeş aşir mahadin. Min ba'di ve zemmeti ala tahkik. Hususan min hallameti hulefe Resul ala tahkik. Umar el-Mu'minin, Hazreti Abu Bakr, Umar, Osman ve Ali, ve ala bakır sahabayet tabi'in, ridvanullah ta'ala aleyhim ecmain. Ya eyyuhal mu'minul hazirun, yetakullah ta'ala, ve atuhu innallaha mellezine tekvellezine hum muhsinun. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin, ve salatu ve selamu ala aşrafil anbiya ve mursalin, seyyidina Mevlana Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah, who is the first, the last, the manifest, the hidden, the one who has might and power over all things. All praises are due to He who took His servant by night from Masjid al-Haram to Masjid al-Aqsa, whose surroundings we have blessed to show Him of our signs. Indeed, He is the hearing, the seeing. And may all peace and blessings be upon the guest of the Mi'raj, the rider of the Burak, the Imam of the prophets and the messengers, the master of the two sanctuaries, the intercessor of the sinners, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and upon his noble family and blessed companions, especially upon the Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrati Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrati Umar al-Faruq, Hazrati Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrati Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. O believers, welcome to you on a holy day in a holy month. Welcome to you on Yamul Jummah on the 19th day of Rajab Shahrullah. Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa balikna Ramazan. Amin. O believers, this month of Rajab is flying away from us. We should not let it pass without putting our names in the book of those who are successful in this month. Do not forget that Awliya Allah are saying, Rajab is a month of planting. Sha'ban is a month of irrigating the fields. And the month of Ramadan is a month of reaping and harvesting. O believers, we must know our history. We must know the lives and events of those who came before us. Not the histories of our nations, not the histories of our tribes, not the histories of our Jahiliyyah days and Jahiliyyah nations, not Malayani history. We must know the history of those who are beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the most important history that a believer must know, that a believer must be connected to, is the history of the beloved of Allah, the history of Sayyidina al-Awwalil wal-Akhirin, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. The believer must know the seerah of the Holy Prophet. The son of Hazrat Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas is saying, our father would teach us the battles of Rasulullah. He would teach us the seerah of Rasulullah. And he would tell us that these are the traditions of your fathers, so study them. And Hazrat Ali ibn Hussein, the grandson of Hazrat Ali, is saying, we were taught the seerah of Rasulullah like we were taught the Quran. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, if we want to be like those generations that were beloved to Allah, we must learn and connect ourselves to the seerah of our Prophet. And what was happening in the life of the Holy Prophet ﷺ right now, more than 1400 years ago? More than 1400 years ago, what was the beloved of Allah? The one who was created when Adam ﷺ was between water and clay, the one that the whole of creation was created for his sake. What was he going through? This time, the Holy Prophet ﷺ was in that time of his life that is called the year of sadness. The hardest time for Rasulullah ﷺ and his companions. O believers, what is that time that was so difficult for our Holy Prophet ﷺ, that it is being called the year of sadness? The Quraysh, the tribe that the Holy Prophet ﷺ belonged to, they were becoming completely cruel and tyrant ones. They saw that the message of Islam was spreading. They tried to torture the believers. They killed some of us. They tried to spread fear amongst the believers, but no matter what they did, the light of Islam was shining everywhere. So they tried to put out that light. And they made a law saying that they put a ban on the Holy Prophet ﷺ and his Sahabis. They made them leave Mecca. And they said, nobody can give food to Muhammad ﷺ and his companions. Nobody can give water to them. Nobody can trade with them. Nobody can speak with them. Nobody can help them. They cannot live in our houses. They cannot live in our areas. We are putting a ban on them, and they put the text of that ban right on the walls of the Kaaba. So during that time, the Holy Prophet ﷺ and his companions, they were banned from their own society. And they went through the most difficult hardship that is imaginable for a human being. They had no food, no water. They had nothing. They were living with nothing under the scorching heat of the desert. The Sahabe Kiram are narrating that they were so hungry that they would try to eat dried up leather if they saw it on the floor. And one day they came to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, showing him their condition. And they had reached to that level of starvation that they were tying stones to their stomachs to stop the feeling of hunger coming to them. And when they showed that to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he lifted his shirt and showed them that he had 2 stones tied to his own stomach. This was a time when they went through so much test and hardship. This was a time when they saw those beloved ones next to them, that they were dying from these conditions. Their fathers, their mothers, their husbands, their wives, their children were dying from starvation. They were dying from oppression. And they were going to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And the Prophet ﷺ did not promise them the riches of this dunya. He just asked them to be patient. Understand that all these trials that they went through, the Holy Prophet ﷺ went through more. And the Habibullah, the beloved of Allah, who was being put through this difficulty. And because of that difficulty, the beloved wife of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, his first wife, Hazrati Hatijah, she passed away. Hazrati Hatijah, who was his supporter when he had no supporters. Hazrati Hatijah, who was the father of his children. Hazrati Hatijah, that she was there to comfort him when the heaviness came from the first meetings with Jibreel alayhi salam. So that big support of Holy Prophet alayhi wasalam, she was taken back to her Lord in this time. Put ourselves in that situation where we're going to see our loved ones dying in front of our eyes because of a test that Allah has put on us. Where is our faith? Where is their faith? If we are not at least thinking about these and putting ourselves in that situation, really putting ourselves in that situation, because history is not something that you're just going to read. History in Islam is something that you must experience. And if you do not experience that, you have not reached to that level of faith. So soon after she passed, the uncle of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, Abu Talib, he also passed from this world. Abu Talib was that one who was protecting the Holy Prophet ﷺ, using his authority within the Quraysh to prevent harm from coming to the Holy Prophet. And that beloved uncle of the Holy Prophet ﷺ also passed in the year of sadness. And when that happened, the Quraysh, when they saw the main supporters of the Holy Prophet ﷺ no longer around him, they completely lost their limit. Without the protection of Abu Talib, they were free to do every cruelty to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Understand that the Quraysh, they were not strangers. They were not enemies. They were the family members of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. They were those ones who loved him until the call of prophethood was given to him. They were the ones who called him Al-Amin and As-Siddiq. They are those ones who would always go to him for arbitration and for advice. But when he called for unity, when he called for justice, when he called for mercy, all those animals, all those ones who are attached to the animal world, to the material world, they say, we cannot believe in what he believes in because we are going to lose our dunya. So they set themselves around and they became deep enemies to him. They began to do the most evil oppression to him. One day when he was praying, when a group of the believers came, a group of the unbelievers, they came, and they dumped the insides of a camel on his head. When Hazrati Fatima Zahra saw this, she ran to her father, and she was cleaning his head, and she was crying so much. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ looked at his beloved daughter with tears flowing from her face, and he said, "Do not weep, my little girl, because Allah will protect your father." And the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he set out to try to bring a new group of people to Islam. He went to his cousins in the city of Taif, and he went to spread Islam to them, thinking because they are his relatives, they might be softer in their response to him. He walked there. Oh, believers, understand, he walked 43 miles in the desert to give them Islam. But instead of treating him with respect, instead of listening and accepting haqq, they became complete zalim. They refused to even listen to him, turning their faces away. And finally, they sent small children, those little children. they took stones in their hands and they were throwing it at the Holy Prophet ﷺ until he bled. They abused him until his shoes became filled with blood. Believers, don't make ourselves far from this. We have to make it alive in our hearts. Make it alive in front of our eyes. Our Holy Prophet ﷺ, Sayyid al-Mursaleen, his feet were bleeding from being stoned by the children of those he was trying to guide. And when he finally left that city, he found a small, quiet place near a wall on the edge of the city. And he made a dua to his Lord, and this was his dua. He called out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, Ya Allah, to you I complain of my own weakness, helplessness, and lowliness before men. O most merciful, you are the Lord of the weak, and you are my Lord. To who will you leave my fate? To the stranger who insults me, or to an enemy that you have given power over me? If you are not angry with me, I don't care what happens to me. All I want is your pleasure. I seek protection in the light of your face, the light from which darkness is illuminated in this world, the light on which this world and the other world depend on. Don't let me pull your anger or your wrath. It is for you to be satisfied until you are pleased. There is no might and no power except through you. In these days and nights that we are living through now, in this holy month, 1400 years ago, this is exactly what happened to our Prophet. This should make our heart to wake up a little. This should make the ashq and the passion to wake up in our hearts. If our hearts are not moving, then we are in danger. As our Shaykh Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim Kibrisiya Rabbani is saying, if we are not moving, then something is wrong with our love. Something is not letting us move. Love moves the mountains. If we are not reaching somewhere, if we are not moving, then there is something wrong in ourselves. Don't look around. Something is wrong in ourselves. We must correct it. And after that year of sadness, O believers, the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he was invited by his Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to go to the Mi'raj. So many these days are asking for high stations, for high spirituality. Understand that the honor of the Mi'raj of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, it is coming out from that hardship and test that he went through. O believers, if we are claiming to be on the way of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, on the way of the awliya Allah, then we must be ready to be tested. As our Shaykh is saying, teaching us, anyone who believes that, he must be tested. And when a Sahabi came to the Holy Prophet ﷺ saying, Ya Rasulullah, I've started loving you more than anything else, he said, then prepare yourself for a heavy test. If that is the sign, then prepare yourself for a heavy test that is coming to you. Yes, it will be very easy with the love of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. It is impossible with the love of the ego. Today's people claim that they love the Prophet ﷺ and they love Allah, but they love them and nothing else. O believers, tie yourselves tightly to that rope of Allah, to that friend of Allah, to our Sahibul Saif who is connecting you to Rasulullah ﷺ. That time, inshallah Rahman, we will pass the test. Inshallah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah lazim alazi la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayhi. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد يثنى كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد يثنى كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد يثنى كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إن كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إن كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إن كنت من الظالمين سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح إن دين عند الله الإسلام قام الصلاة اللهم صل وسلم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله